Hello, aspiring emergency managers. My name is Mark O'Mara, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. 15 years ago, I didn't know what emergency management was. I graduated from the School of Architecture at the University of Tennessee just as Hurricane Katrina was devastating the Gulf Coast. I thought with my background, my understanding of architecture and construction, there has to be something I can do to help. And that's when I became an emergency manager. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about my story with you to hopefully help you identify where you want to add value into this emergency management profession. For those of you who are not familiar with Hagerty Consulting, we are an emergency management consulting firm which helps our clients prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters. It's all that we do, and I think one of the reasons we do it so well. One of the things that I think an emergency management consulting career will provide you is the opportunity to support all of those different aspects of the emergency management continuum. So you're probably very familiar with the response phase, but we do a lot of work prior to the incident, whether it be planning, exercises, training. We also do a significant amount of work after the incident, the long-term recovery plans and cost recovery operations that have to go on. The reality is that long after all the lights and sirens have faded and the media cameras have turned to the next news of the week, that's when the real rebuilding begins. And that timeline is typically measured in years to decades. So I want to talk to you about my role as disaster recovery director for Hagerty Consulting and about what a role in emergency management from a recovery perspective looks like. We help our clients identify additional federal funding sources to help them rebuild not only back to what they were pre-incident, but to rebuild bigger, better, stronger, okay? We also help them with different planning activities. How do we utilize master planning to redesign the community? How can we utilize economic development initiatives to help restart that engine to ensure that the recovery is a financial operation as well as a housing operation or a rebuilding operation? Part of what we do is navigate federal funding programs to include FEMA public assistance, as well as the HUD Community Development Block Grant or CDBG program, as well as individual assistance programs and housing operations, identifying alternate housing solutions to help communities find housing both from a temporary perspective as well as a long-term perspective. The last thing that I think is really important to mention is hazard mitigation. We spoke about wanting to rebuild bigger, better, stronger, but the other reality is with the new BRIC program, or Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, there's actually pre-disaster mitigation money available to help communities that weren't devastated by a disaster in that given year. This is money that in 2020 was $500 million or more, so there's a real opportunity to help build some really marquee projects across the country and to ensure that we are thinking about long-term resilience. I know that was just a brief intro into some of the work that we do, but I hope you think about a one Hagerty approach relative to being able to support preparedness, response, and recovery operations at the federal, state, and local level with a career as an emergency management consultant. Thank you very much again for your time. I look forward to hearing from you.